Hey everybody, don't get anxious, get prepared. This is your career engineer. And today we're going to have a real conversation about what's happening in America and even around the world. Like, Happy New Year. Welcome to this new year, boss. I quit. So get your pen, your paper, or your digital device. We're going to jump into what's happening in this whole new year, another year of I quit. So don't go anywhere. We will be right back. Here I am. There you go. Yeah, this is what's happening. I quit. So we're going to jump into what's happening now. Is it the same repeat of what happened last year? But we're going to dive into what's going on. So listen, you can find us everywhere, tcenow.com. And the platform you're watching us on, make sure you subscribe, like, follow, all that good stuff. So you never miss an opportunity when we're coming live to talk about real stuff that's going to make our career, life, and business better on every Monday morning, right? So, and again, make sure you visit our website. Don't miss our TCE Career News Weekly. Comes out every Friday, early in the morning, at least early for me, around 7 o'clock, so you can get your latest tips and tricks. And as we move on today, so remember, with those of you catching us live, we love your comments. So feel free to put your question or comments in the comment section of the platform we're looking at. But if you're catching us later, I still would love to respond. So don't forget to like, subscribe, as well as put your comment there. Yeah, it could be midnight. And I'm going to tell you, I might just answer your question. Yeah, that's the life I live, right? So let's jump into it a little bit about what's going on today. You know, this whole folks are quitting again. There was a report that came out by Robert Half talking about they surveyed some job seekers. And here we go. I just can't believe this is where we are again. If y'all remembered, I said, I don't know how long this candidate driven market's going to last. And I do believe things are going to change. But in the meantime, you all are still in the driver's seat. The source for this, what I'm talking about today, Robert Half. You can Google this. They have a report called the Job Optimism Survey, and they surveyed about maybe 2,400 folks and got some interesting responses of what's going on. And they're not the only ones. I've checked other surveys. It's not uncommon the beginning of the year, you're going to get a lot of job satisfaction surveys, forecasts of the new work trends, everyone with the predictability of what's going to happen so that we can all think about January that way and then just get surprised when the opposite happens. But nevertheless, your career engineer is here to share with you the data and share what we can do about it in our household. So here's one of the biggest things that just here we go again, right? That according to the data of this particular survey, 41% of workers plan to look for a new job in the next 6 months, y'all. Employers, pay attention. The folks that you have working for you, and particularly the good ones, like the ones that's been around. There's a term that is used that I really kind of took a hold on. It's called the dependability of invisibility, right? So the invisibility of dependability. Did I get it right? Yeah. The invisibility of dependability. You get so dependent on folks. So they're so dependable, they become invisible. But them the ones that's getting ready to look for to go someplace else. So check in on your people if you want to keep your people there. But can you look at this? 41%. So between now and June, there's going to be another mass exodus at your place of employment. And why are people looking? Like, what is it that they're looking for? According to this data by Robert Half, folks, of course, salary boost. And particularly with some of the folks where they've been there a while, and they're just coming up the 2 and 3%. But they see the boosting that's happening for new hires coming on board. So you might want to check that. Better benefits. I mean, come on, guys, the whole package is not sometimes everything about the money. There could be healthcare benefits. It could be things that nature, retirement, 401k, but it could also be the company culture benefits. Maybe there's tuition assistance. Maybe there's flexibility. Maybe there's a hybrid working culture. Maybe there's some community service. There could be things in terms of benefit, health, wellness, all those things. And again, the perks come to that too. I mean, you got any perks these days? I mean, Hey, am I recognized for the work I do? I'm just saying, please and thank you. Those words we learned in kindergarten, they still matter in the workforce. What else are we finding out that these folks want? This 41% that said they're out of here in 6 months, right? The ability to work remote, that is still the game changer for many of the candidates working today. For those industries that's appropriate. I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again. Everyone can't be remote. It just doesn't work that way. I've gone somewhere and I needed somebody to be up in my face. I mean, they had to be. That's the nature of the job, and that was the nature of the reason I was there. But those places that can have some type of remote hybrid telework opportunity, if not 100% of the time, maybe some percent of the time, that would be wonderful. But there are some folks in the survey that want it permanent. They don't want anything to be like, this is going to be now, and then we're going to go back to the way things were. They're looking at a permanent thing. The other thing we found out interesting about this survey, Robert Half, again, you can source it. I'll put the information back there again. But the quit rate in terms of people on the job. So it was a lot higher, okay, than the folks who just started. Like, let's say the people that are less than a year, the numbers were all the way out there. So I think folks already know that. Some of the folks who just brought on will go right out the door if they don't get what they want the way they want it. I get it. But here's what was really interesting to me, that of the folks that have been on the job that are looking to be part of that 41% that's going to leave in 6 months, 46% of them were people who have been on the job the 5 to 9 years. Anyone in industry knows that person that's been with you 5 to 9 years, that's a critical employee. I mean, that's someone, they know that job. They're part of the company culture. You might miss them if they're not around. I mean, they've got some impact. But think about that, 46%. What's also a wake up call, the 10 plus year person. Yeah, that person that you see that you think ain't going nowhere. They've been here 15 years. Maybe they've been here 19 years. Maybe they've been here 10 years. You think you can like not really keep them looped in. Report, notification, that's 28%. That's almost a quarter of those folks said, I'm out. I'm part of that 41% this year. So this is something to really think about. Employers, managers, take a temperature check, do a check-in. What's your engagement with the folks that have been with you for a while? Are you just taking them for granted? You might get your feelings hurt when you get the Happy New Year, I quit. Here's another stat that came from there, which again, some more interesting data. Of the folks surveyed, 28% said they would go if there was no job lined up. So they're not even waiting for a better gig on the other side. For whatever reason, engagement, environment, or earnings, these folks are like, I'm going to leave now and I'll figure it out. I've got my house in order. I've done some financial remanagement. We found in lean times, we can get through with less. I'm gone without something lined up. That's more than a quarter of the folks. Some interesting numbers. We also found out that, here's what I think interesting: 54% of professionals really want that remote life, if it's available in that industry, in that remote life. 54%, more than half of the folks surveyed. That's what they're looking for. And again, the white collar jobs, the jobs that you can do that. If you're an employer that could be part of your ecosystem and you just have decided, I'm not doing that because I just don't want to, we're just not going to change. Okay, you're going to see a whole lot of Happy New Year, I quit, if you have the capability and the capacity to do it and you're choosing not to. So employers, I love my employers. We need good businesses. We need good jobs to keep our country strong. So what are some things that you need to do? You must make sure you're appealing to the job seeker, not just the ones coming on board, which now, yeah, your KSAs and your job descriptions and all that kind of good stuff. I know you're writing them to skill, ability, and experience, and you should, but don't hesitate to think about including something more about your company culture. What is your position on ESG? What is your position in terms of DE&I? I mean, what are the things you're a part of? What's part of your corporate consciousness? Yeah, I know I'm talking sort of my social workers coming into this, but people are looking for meaning. They want meaningful, maintainable, and sustainable work. Why is what you do meaningful? You might want to appeal to job seekers that way as well. As I echoed a moment ago, your existing talent, don't forget them. I'm loving the recruiting bonuses. I'm loving the instant higher wages for new folks coming on board. But do you know like 40% of the ones you just hired might leave for an extra $5 from someplace else? But your existing talent that has stayed with you, that 5 year, 9 year, 10 year, 15 year person and up, what have you done for them with all of this recruitment sign up bonuses and all the perks of come work here today? And they've been with you and stuck with you through these incredible times. Don't forget them. So when it's time for their raises, I hope you're not doing the standard 2%, right? Think about the folks that's here. Like I said, I love the recruitment bonuses. I think that's great. But what are you doing for the retention? What are you doing for the folks that have been with you all this time? And I can't say it enough. I'm going to keep saying it. Your culture, company culture does matter. People want meeting, particularly those folks who've got that tried and true talent, that 5, 9, 10 year. We want to work somewhere, but we had this big reset with COVID. We've all, who am I? What do I bring? Where do I want to contribute? I want to make sure my work matters. I want to make sure that what I do is valued. So there's been a real reset in how we work, why we work, and where we work. Does your company culture hit that? Make sure it does. It will be a helpful buy-in for your folks. And it's not hard to do that. Just think of my 3 E's, right? Engagement, environment, and earnings. Notice earnings is last. Earnings is last. Isn't that interesting? So get your engagement. There's someone I know that started a new job, with a company like this global thing. How it not only did like they found unique ways of engagement, and it was unique in the sense that wow, you could tell whatever they did, they put the time into it. It wasn't a bot or a robot. It was, the person actually had a meeting, and while they were having their onboarding meeting, flowers was sent to this person during the meeting. Whoa. Welcome to the team for real. Okay, as a remote job. That was amazing. So think about ways that you can be personable with your engagement and increase, make sure the environments are safe and healthy, and your cultural, your corporate culture is shining through. And of course, earnings. Yes, I wish I would love to pay everyone what they're worth, but make sure you're doing a fair, livable wage, and don't forget to reward those who've been with you, your existing team. I'm telling you, as you saw in the report, they're walking out the door. So again, I want to thank you all for being here. As I said, we come on live on most Mondays at 12 noon to share some tips and tricks and some information live on the very platform you're watching. So if you missed us, you can catch the replay all the time, right? But make sure also you just follow us and to make sure you're following and subscribing on whichever platform you're on. To not miss us at all, make sure you catch up with us on our website. You can join our newsletter family. I invite you to be a part of our TCE networking family, and a host of everything else that we got going on. So again, if you have a question or a comment and you're catching us later, please put it in the chat right here on this platform. I will respond. And share this broadcast with others. I'm telling you, 40% of folks gonna quit. And then here you guys calling me right now. 40% of the folks are gonna quit in the next 6 months. Oh my God. So listen, you guys have a blessed week. Don't get anxious, get prepared, and we will see you next time.